Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found, was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. 'Tis grace hath brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. The Lord has promised good to me. His word my hope secures. He will my shield and portion be, as long as life endures. Yea, when this flesh and heart shall fail, and mortal life shall cease, I shall possess within the veil a life of joy and peace. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we'd first begun. We've no less days to sing God's praise than when we'd first begun.
Commentary on Council Meeting. Coalport Borough Council Meeting, May 3rd, 2021. The Honorable President Barbara J. Trent stood for the Father in heaven, God. President Trent upheld the Word of God. President Trent, by resolution, brought into council a chaplain for prayer at the beginning of each meeting, similar to the Senate of the United States of America. By enactment of a resolution, it continues to stand. In order to rescind a resolution, council needs to enact another resolution to rescind a resolution. On May 3rd, 2021, at the Coalport Borough Council meeting, Council did not enact a resolution to rescind a resolution for prayer. So the resolution for prayer continues to stand as valid in Coalport Borough, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. An atheist promoted by a motion, simple motion, not a resolution, to try to abolish or rescind a valid resolution for prayer in the beginning of each council meeting. The alleged president stated in 2018 to your video reporter, "I am an atheist." Is flag saluting the next to go? You see, the flag salute mentions one nation under God. Look at previous council meetings. At the beginning, when prayers were offered, Mr. Zubich is looking around in contempt of the prayer and flag salute, not participating. An atheist is someone who does not believe there is a God. An atheist would then be a God, little g, to have the self-determination that there is no God. An atheist is a God unto themselves, believing they are all-powerful. The meeting of council on May 3rd, 2021, you will hear and see that the alleged president of council is appearing to act as God, little g. He appears to be self-powerful. "I am going to throw you out," said the God of the council. Why does your video reporter state alleged president? According to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania Title 8, the Borough Code of Pennsylvania, or BC hereafter, the Borough Code 1005 states, all appointees shall be by resolution appointed. Exception is in Section 7 of the Borough Code 1005. Independent auditors must be appointed by ordinance. There is no ordinance for an independent auditor in the Borough of Coalport. See if you view the April 19th, 2021 meeting. The only appointees appointed by resolution were the two new appointees, councilors Paul Zubich and John Shawley, without any advertisement of open vacancies. A violation of equal protection rights or blatant discrimination. No other appointees were appointed by resolution, so there is no president, no secretary, no supervisor, and others. No resolution for any appointees. Coalport Borough has no president legally. They do have what appears to be a God who dictates, and the four little pawns do as the God says. Only one broke ranks in the May 3rd meeting. He voted no. Councillor John Shawley, beware, you may feel the wrath of God for stepping out of line and voting no. Borough Code 1005 states, Council has the power exclusively, not a God. An individual councillor has no powers outside of council unless council of 5 votes to vest authority to so act in a task. A violation example? Recently, Councillor Swogert maliciously threatened the Honorable President Barbara Trent, causing duress and threats of harm if the President did not resign that very day. Councillor Swogert tyrannically fired the Secretary with demands to leave immediately. This is the councillor who has refused to answer interrogatories set forth by your video reporter. What if Councillor Swogert would answer the questions and admit he uses controlled substances? His admission that he had been a user of controlled substances could mean he has knowledge of a drug dealer in Coalport Borough. As a counselor for Coalport Borough, if he knows drug dealers, refuses to inform authorities, your video reporter believes this is complicity with unlawful actors, obstruction of justice, and violation of his counselor's oath of office, making Mr. Swogert unfit to be a Coalport Borough councillor in the opinion of the video reporter. Your video reporter believes Councillor Swogert held his hand up to God, big G, submitting to an oath of office. Taking an oath of office upholds the Constitution of the United States of America and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, is a solemn duty to obey the law. The God of the Council of Coalport Borough held his hand up in the air and took an oath to God, or was he taking an oath to himself as a God? Your video reporter has served 3 lawful right-to-know law requests. All right-to-know law requests have been denied. The God of the Council stated in April 19th meeting, "This is a new council. We are going to be transparent." The minutes of the April 19, 2021 meeting were not read verbosely in the April 3rd meeting, so the public was denied right to hear minutes. It was a denial of transparency. Further, the Honorable Mayor of Coalport Borough was showing a document to your video reporter, and the alleged secretary scolded the mayor for showing the document to the video reporter. Transparency is dead. In the May 3rd, 2021 meeting, you will hear several fabrications. Remember, the God of the council stated in the April 19th meeting, "I know nothing of the finances of the borough." then without any prima facie evidence fabricates, the borough has no money and we need to shut down the borough for lack of money, turns around saying, I am going to hire a bookkeeper and accountant. What is the truth? Is it possible that the God of the council is lying? Watch the video. See the fabrications and allegations without any foundation or merit. Title 65 of the Commonwealth is entitled Title 65, Public Officers. Under this title, you'll find meeting, any prearranged gathering of an agency which is attended or participated in by a quorum of the members of an agency held for the purpose of deliberating agency business or taking official action. Official action. Number 1, recommendations made by an agency pursuant to statutes, ordinances, and executive orders. Number 2, the establishment of policy by an agency. Number 3, the decisions of an agency business made by an agency. Number 4, the vote taken by any agency on any motion, proposal, resolution, rule, regulation, ordinance, report, or order. Political subdivision. Any county, city, borough, incorporated town, township, school district, intermediate unit, vocational school district, or county institution district. Now in Title 65, look at 706. Minutes of a meeting, public records, and recording of meetings. Written minutes shall be kept of all open meetings of agencies. The minutes shall include, number 1, the date and time and place of the meeting. Number 2, the name of the members present. Number 3, the substance of all official actions, and a record by individual members of the roll call votes taken. 4, the names of all citizens who appear officially and the subject of their testimony. The foregoing is not hooeyism. The foregoing is the law. An oath was taken to uphold the laws of the Commonwealth by each counselor. Appears the God of the council wants to control the public. The God of the council should know that the electorate is his boss. He is only an appointee at best, not elected by the electorate. The statutes grant to the electorate the right to speak during discussion times during any meeting. Your video reporter during the May 3rd meeting saw and heard that the God of the council wants to be God over all. If the four pawns continue to be deceived, the God of the council will do as he did in 2018. The God of the council will take action without the express vote of the Coalport Borough Council. See videos of 2018. Your video reporter states clearly again, Borough Code 1005 purports the power is the council, a president or an officer of the municipality has no powers unless they are granted by action and vote of the council in an open meeting. Not in a back room, not by consensus. The God of the council does not like this fact according to actions in 2018. Your video reporter believes he thinks he is a god. One more thing. The May 3rd, 2021 meeting was a repeat of the 2018. The Honorable Glendale Volunteer Fire Company number 1 was about to be terminated by council. The non-secretary blurted out, "Donation!" Did the God of the council warp her mind? One will see in the video presentation next. The council of 4 appointees knows nothing or have some timer's disease possibly. Coalport Borough Council enacted a lawful contract with the Glendale Volunteer Fire Company. The God of the council said, "We are financially in trouble. We will terminate the fire company donation." In your video reporter's knowledge and belief. The 3 pawns who voted for the Glendale Volunteer Department contract sat voiceless. This was your video reporter's observation of the evening. By the way, do we have 6 counselors now? The lady in the corner speaks as a god too. She is not even of the electorate, but seems to be acting as a counselor while the pawns sit saying nothing. The lady in the corner needs to do her job and keep silent, said 2 attendees at the meeting. In the opinion of the video reporter, the Glendale Volunteer Fire Department members are honorable and due highest regard. Mr. Redbaum, a firefighter, on his knees to the God of the council, compromised a good and lawful contract. The Glendale Volunteer Fire Department will never see a penny from the God of the council in many individual opinions. Remember, the God of the council wants his road paved to his house. Your video reporter thought the borough did not have any money, according to the God of the council. Your video reporter's God and Father said, "He will never leave you nor forsake you." However, the God of the council has departed, walking out on his oath of office 2 other times leaving his oath behind as proof of a lie. Your video reporter apologizes to the 4 counselors for using the word pawns. According to the God of the Council, on May 3rd, counselors are monkeys. Thank you for watching the council meeting of May 3rd, 2021 at 7 p.m.
Because it'll watch the number of times that you're actually not here all night.
And 5 minutes total?
Actually, the Borough Code says you don't have to give the public any time at all, but this council always does.
Yeah, we don't make
Yeah,
rules, but we have a real, this, to you guys, this is the most important thing in your life right now. We have a whole bunch of other stuff.
You better read Title 65. We're allowed to make comments during discussion time.
No,
By law.
we already checked that out.
That's not true.
Well, I'm not going to
okay.
debate with
Yeah,
you,
we'll
but
talk.
keep interrupting and the
We're good.
meeting, I'll
It'll
throw
be
you out.
fine. It'll be fine.
We're okay.
Adam read one.
What's that?
We're not here to cause problems.
I know, it. Neither are we.
Right.
It's too bad. Yeah. I know you guys would rather tar and feather me. You think this is personal and I hate you, and it's nothing like that.
We don't think that at all.
Okay, it's a business decision. It really is.
As a borough resident,
They're
I would.
changing their signs.
Tar and feather me?
Yeah, I 100% would.
But let me ask you, if you were a businessman and you lost $20,000 for the year, would you give your employees a raise?
I think I would have caught it. I think I would have caught it beforehand and nipped it in the bud.
Well,
You know,
I
I
came
think
in,
I
I've had
would. You as a
2 weeks.
council, you as councilman should, follow up on that a little better, maybe, huh?
Well, we
Oh,
are
then
now, and
we
that's
did-
kind of why I'm here.
Yeah, I know they railroaded him in. I saw the meeting.
But you did give raises.
I saw it.
I didn't.
You personally didn't, but the
That's
council
right,
did.
but right, that's what I'm saying.
voted
I'm
no.
asking you, if you ran a business, would you do that?
No, that's what I'm saying. I absolutely
You
agree.
wouldn't do that. No one would do that. And then on the same token, would you make a donation to your favorite charity?
No.
No, and that was the fire company. That also was done for $3,500. This is a business.
So it's just a donation. You don't have to provide fire protection, right?
Yes, we do, but see,
Exactly.
but here.
At no cost to the borough, you're going to provide fire
No,
protection.
that isn't right.
Why don't you
You're
start your
twisting
meeting?
that.
Start your meeting.
Well, we're a little too early.
Yeah, just wait a second. Go calm him down.
There's not
Yeah, I'm
enough room.
trying to be decent to him here. I am.
I have 3 of them.
We are too.
I know.
We're
I
not
don't-
fiery. We're
I don't have an axe to grind with most of them. I don't.
Good evening. You've just been listening to some pre-council communication with the public prior to the meeting at 7 o'clock. This is Vision Press Productions, and we welcome you to the May 3rd, 2021 Coalport Borough Council meeting. And you're going to hear a lot of hooyisms and a lot of quotes from the Borough Code, but you're just going to have to ask yourself, where in the Borough Code does the lady in the corner find these things? It appears that there's a lot of fabrication. So enjoy the meeting and enjoy the entertainment of a lot of misinformation and fabrication and allegations without any foundation. The arrangement of the table and the seating of the councilors is different than in the past. The councilors wanted to face the citizens and taxpayers of Coalport Borough. There is no president according to the Borough Code. The Borough Code says that all appointees must be appointed by resolution. So there is the allegation that there is a president and that there is other personnel here in this room tonight for the Borough Council meeting. As you see, there are residents that are here. There were many residents. I don't know whether everybody's name was recorded in the minutes. We will find out. Enjoy the council meeting.
If you could start standing, you're not sitting on my lap, I'll give you the chair.
said they couldn't do anything because it was technically inside the house and then got loose. So it was tied up.
Uncle Sonny. Can you get Uncle Sonny? I was gonna offer my seat.
can have this seat.
I offered him mine as well.
No, come on. That's my color. I just don't do well in the sun. It ain't burnt, but it ain't.
Oh, yeah? You okay?
She's up there. She got back problems. She's got next week. She had a fusion done 13 years ago.
I'm the one that actually sent this out.
They still
All of you guys, most
We're still
likely.
okay.
Yes, I was gonna mention that, I don't know. Certified by the city. It's a day range, so you're looking at.
I picked them up today.
All right, this one from Mark. You send over?
Did what?
Did you send the March 26th letter from PennDOT regarding the... I believe it did. Where, who'd it come from? PennDOT?
Bob, this is for you.
Okay. She's from PennDOT. What I don't understand, see that...
I'll get it after me.
I know, I was
What they're
kidding.
doing, we got this a long time ago, it was never accurate. That's why I see it.
It might be in there, Paul, I don't remember.
I know, I had the same thing. You gave it to me.
Did I?
The one from March 26th. and then
Oh, okay.
Somebody else sent it to me. The state sent it by certified mail to all the board members. Because they know the board members didn't get it before.
No, no. Adam.
You can either read it at the meeting, or if you want to read it.
I read it, it's on the sheet of it was released on Yes, yes. Yeah. Right, right. And it's, yeah. I don't know if there's ever been a public meeting on that short.
And Lance is in elevator. Lance is in elevator.
We've got 3 minutes.
I need a copy of that letter that Ken Hauser sent last, and it's with all the information in it. I don't care if the screenshot you know what the other fire company I run with does for the same issue. So we're sharing information.
Notice that the alleged president is wearing his hat, and if you're careful, you'll watch him not take it off when the flag salute is grudgingly done by the alleged president.
What's that?
You can pull these chairs here.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Andrew.
He'll sit over in his chair.
She's gonna have to see the members.
There's one over here.
There's one over there. We may not be sitting. We can put a chair over here and there's one over here. I can sit over here, John.
I guess we're ready to bring this meeting to order. Sue told me if I didn't do the pledge, she would beat me profusely about the head and shoulders. Each blow becoming more devastating as it proceeded. All right, pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Disadvantage here, my computer has died and I'm dependent upon it. I guess did you want to start with public comment, or did you want to change something around, you told me?
No, first we have to accept the meetings from last motion with that change. At the bottom, the third page of your meeting from last time.
Okay, we're going to accept the minutes. We've all read them,
We have,
except for the changes. Everybody get a chance to read the changes that she's made. So I need a motion to accept the minutes.
with the additions.
Motion to accept the minutes from last meeting.
Need a second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No. All right, no. We're going to go, I guess, to the visitors' public comment. Is that what you wanted to do next? I'm really lost without this. So, all right, you can comment on anything on this agenda. It's basically supposed to be for people from the borough, but we'll make some exceptions here tonight since there's a lot of firemen. So, do you want to pick a representative or two?
I believe that's what they're doing right now.
Yeah. I think I'd like to speak.
Go right ahead.
Don't take a spit first.
I'm sure you guys know we're all here for the same reason. I just right now typed up something that I'd like to get off my chest. Take it for what it's worth. We don't want to tar and feather you at all.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm relieved.
We had conversations with borough members here. We're easygoing guys. We're not here out to get anybody.
I made that as a joke, by the way.
I know. So I really don't know what to say. And somehow in the space of 1 month, we've done 2 years of faithful bargaining and harmony, and the relationships that took so long between the fire company and the borough to improve have once again been shattered. I feel like the fire company has taken many strides to make this working relationship work for both parties. Even going to work for our community for an entire year without a contract before settling on an amount that was less than 50% of what was original and past agreements had had. I understand, although only partially, on my end, the financial burdens of the borough, but being unable to reach an agreement of any sort and pulling what little monies you were willing to supply in return for the thousands of hours that firemen put in this community a year is beyond comprehension. A few short weeks ago, 30+ men put their lives in danger to protect property and life in this borough, and yet just in the same amount of weeks since, the ultimate thanks we received is we're going to cancel your funding and contract. It's heartbreaking. I mean, as we said before, we'll have to go back and speak with our company. We'll have to sit down, but there's a possibility we go down the same path before, involving solicitors, lawyers, more cost potentially to the borough and us as well. We're greatly disappointed, but I want it to be known that we'll continually serve and protect this community with everything we have, with or without a contract. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I respond to one thing that you mentioned here about the solicitor? In 2018, I breached that contract and you were going to take us to court. Can you tell us what your solicitor told you?
Me personally, no, sir.
I actually can. He's a really good guy. You know, he could have taken that case and he would have gotten paid either way, win or lose.
Correct.
And I thought he had the best interest of both the fire company and the borough. Now, I sent him the finance report of our audit. I sent him the audit at the time. And what he said, I will advise my client to back off. I really never felt that you did. You didn't sue us, but the minute I stepped down as president, it seems like you jumped all over Barbara. That's how I saw it. Okay. But again, I'm not trying to stir stuff up either, and we would really love to support you. Now, I'm going to give you some information about our finances, our financial situation as we move on here. I can't do that right now, but I will.
I think the only thing I'd like to add to that, just real short, is like you had mentioned yesterday on the fire company on Facebook, like some of the finances of the borough, which is public knowledge, as well as the amount of money the fire company may have, rough estimate, to our name. The only thing I have to say to that is still is paying for a service, and I mean, Walmart has $10 bajillion, but if you're broke is broke and you still need a loaf of bread, you still have to pay them.
That's right, and that's where we're on the edge of insolvency here, which creates this whole problem. Does anybody else want to address any of these issues? Go right ahead.
Yes, I would like to ask the question is, how much is a life worth?
Well, I can't answer. You know,
yes, you can.
There's no price on that.
But you're right. There is no price for life.
That's right.
So $3,500 for a fire company to save your life. Is that worth it? Is it worth it?
Well, Rick, I don't want to get into a battle.
Well, I just asked a question.
That stuff. But you make it sound like we're not contributing at all to the fire company. Well, we pay their workers' comp, and we have to. That's about $12,000 a year. Is that what you said?
That's split between the three municipalities.
That is, you're right about that. But that
so the borough isn't paying $12,000. Let's just get that correct. Borough isn't paying all $12,000 of our workers' comp.
Right. Okay, but let's get one other thing correct too. That money from Beccaria and Reed is reflected in our budget. And that to get to that $89,000, you count those. So you can take it out. You know, it's still the same thing. And we get the money from the state that we pass on, which is $2,000. So we do the best we can to support you. Now, we wish we could give you more, but I have to make some really tough decisions here, really bad decisions, and I'll get to some of that. But go ahead, do you have another question?
But people here don't, most people here are firemen do. I was a fireman for 20 years. I'm not right now. I live in the borough. You don't realize how many hours the men put in training. Just training. They take away from their families. Going out at 1 o'clock in the morning, leaving their families. With no regrets. They're going out there not getting paid. And you're cutting their wages even more. It's not right.
We understand that. I you know, everyone who's out there, what they did a couple weeks ago and containing that fire, that was great. I commend everyone there. And we know they put in training and they risk their life. And I thank them for that. But it's when you don't have the money, what are you to do? Rick. What are you to do? We can't go out back and pick it off a tree. You know, we don't have it. You know, we're trying to do our best. The roads are going to, you know, the roads are terrible. You know, next year or so they're going to be dirt, and then you're going to be complaining about that. Why don't you do nothing about the roads? That's what you'll be complaining
Have you
about.
ever went into a burning house to rescue a little child?
No.
Okay,
But,
Paul,
we understand where you're coming from,
yeah.
Rick. We
Okay.
understand that. We know
Just trying
that.
to get the, I'll give him a second too here.
Kevin,
What are we
Yeah,
spending on
it's-
sweeping the streets this year?
I want to say something.
We're not gonna do that.
I think there's a lot of misunderstanding here that I'm getting upset about. No one, these firemen have, volunteer firemen have always been revered. Always. Always. This is about a donation. This is not about somebody paying somebody to work. You use the word wages. No, this is a donation. The borough pays what they have to pay, what the state says. Okay? Plus their water bill, which is very low. But this is not about their wages. This is only about the donation that each municipality gives. Beccaria Township, Orvona, us, is it White too?
Yes.
And White. This is about a donation, not a contract for their wages or their fire coverage.
False.
No.
Not true.
Go ahead, we'll let you.
If it's a donation, why is it written up with everybody else as a contractual obligation?
I
to
can
provide
answer
fire
that
service?
because you are located here. So
Correct.
we have the obligation to pay your workers' comp. Do you know what your obligation is?
Provide service to the community.
Yes, that's yours now. When you provide service to Beccaria, you have to have a contract with them because you're not located in Beccaria. So that's entirely proper. That is proper. And now there's been another problem here with this whole donation. You know 81% of the calls are outside of the borough, right? Now, we paid the same amount as Beccaria Township. So they paid $7,500. We paid $7,500, and only 19% of the calls are here. We've been more than generous, more than generous. No other municipality up to the point in 2018 was as generous as Coalport Borough. Now, I'm sorry it's come to this. Really, I am. I don't want this to become adversarial again. I've got a really rotten job to do. There are no good choices, and I'm going to do the best I can for the people of Coalport. That's all I can do here. I'll never please everybody.
Mr. President, there is a lawful contract.
Paul?
Jerry, don't interrupt us. Go ahead, Barbie.
I wanted to make some clarification on some of the numbers. The workman's comp is not $12,000, it's a little over $9,000 that is split between the three municipalities.
Okay, so that's come down. All
The
right,
$2,000 that is the pass-through, what they were talking about, the pass-through.
Yes.
That does not affect the borough budget
Yeah, well,
whatsoever.
It does. Hold
Wait a
on.
minute.
All right, go ahead.
That $2,000 actually is paid to the borough, and then the borough writes out the check to the fire company. So technically, we don't pay any money. That is paid to us, and then we pass it on. That's why it's called a
All right,
pass-through.
Barbie, here's what you're forgetting. That $2,000 you included that in your budget.
That's right.
So that inflates the, right, it's on both sides. It's on the revenue side and on the expenditure side.
So we have to include it in the budget as a revenue, and then we include it as an
Yes, well, I mean, if
expenditure.
we include it as revenue, it's there and you see it and we pay it out.
Correct.
So we're not, and you get that because you're here, you get that
Right.
also from Beccaria and from the other
Right,
ones.
but I wanted to make
Yeah,
it
I'm
clear
not trying
that
to
it wasn't
misrepresent that, but-
exactly an expenditure
Well,
coming out of the general account, but we actually get
it's
paid
passed
for the
through.
money.
I guess
and
to
then it's
clear it up
passed through.
it's not really an expenditure. If you spent that money on anything else, would it be misappropriation?
Yes. No,
So then
therefore,
it's not an expenditure.
well, it is, here's the problem, when you put it on your books, on your numbers, it inflates your budget by $2,000.
Correct.
You put it on the expenditure side, it takes it down by $2,000.
Correct.
Now, you could leave it off of both sides and get the same result.
Correct.
I want it there so everybody knows every source of revenue that comes in. If you don't put it there, then it gets
Right.
forgotten, you lose it.
Right.
So it's a pass-through, but again, it inflates, it's on both sides of the budget.
Paul, there's a fellow out here.
Somebody else?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I just wonder like, how you feel about budgeting that when the amount fluctuates from year to year. It can be down to $1,700, it can be up to $2,200.
Yeah, that's fairly minor fluctuation, and it's kind of based on population, and you know what you got the
I
year
would think
before,
so.
you're probably gonna get it. You do your best job with budgeting. If you do a good job with budgeting, you'll be within 1 or 2% on your entire budget.
Hope was the last little piece for me. So I guess not to cause adversary in the room or adversity or anything, is that essentially what you're telling me is all the money that you pay, you're legally obligated to pay.
Yes.
Because otherwise it would be misappropriated.
Yes, that's right.
And instead you give $0 because you don't have it, which is okay.
Yes,
And you get a pass because we are located in the borough.
yes, yes. So those are the rules. I didn't make the rules, but
I know.
yeah.
I just wanted to make,
Yes,
we're on the same page.
you're absolutely right on that. Now, are there any more comments here? Anybody wants?
Yes, I have a comment. My husband and I moved here about a year ago, well, a little over a year ago, and we have fallen in love with the borough, and we appreciate you, council. But I come from, we need fire protection. I have a special needs boy that lives in the second floor building with me. We live in a house, and I want a fire company here. I want someone who is available when I call them, that they're going to be there for us. And I appreciate the fire people. I appreciate the volunteers. Every time I hear that alarm go off, my husband and I, we stop what we're doing, and our sons stop what we're doing, and we pray for the volunteers, and we pray for the town, and we pray for whoever is in need at that time.
We want them
And
the same thing.
and the whole thing is I don't quite understand. I've been reading so much comments on Facebook on everything, and I am so blown away by why we can't have it. Why it's a question about even having our fire company here. I believe we need to have our fire company here, and there should be no reasons why we can't. And it confuses me as just moving here into town, understanding why there is a question even about supporting our fire company.
So
That's just all I'm saying.
So this is mostly just about support more than anything. You will not, whether they vote to get rid of this money or not, we will continue to be down there. We own the trucks, we own the hall. We will continue to be here and serve this community, whether you give us $1 million or no money. You don't have to worry about that. We will be here no matter what. That I know that it's going around, the fire company's getting canceled, they're cutting the fire.
Yes.
That's not true.
Okay.
They're not contracting to anybody else. We will be here no matter what. You don't have to worry about that.
Paul,
We will be here.
I'm sorry, Pat.
Thanks. Thanks.
How many years did Coalport Borough donate $7,500?
From a donation, you had a signed
not a
contract.
donation.
You have a signed contract with them. You're obligated to pay this money. You are obligated to pay us. You have a signed contract with us through this year.
Whether or not it was paid, we're just.
We're calling it a donation. It's not a donation.
Wait, I have a
It is a contract. You owe us that money and you're obligated to
Take
pay.
your turn.
Call it for what it is.
Enough.
Okay, go
Take
on
a
out.
break here.
Go on out.
That's all right. Let's
So let's
just
have
calm
the
down here
secretary
for a
not say
moment.
anything
We're gonna
and do
move
his
on.
job.
We will go
Amen.
round and round and round,
Can you
and
answer
nothing
my
will
question
change.
now?
Pardon me?
How many years did?
I don't want to go there. Let's
Okay.
no
That's
point go in there.
past.
Let's just
Let's
not
worry
go
about
there.
it.
I just have one
All
question.
right, I want to go down now. I got my
In 2
computer
years,
working.
let's say we don't pay you $3,500 this year, we don't pay you $3,500 next year. In 2 years, will your door still be open? Most likely.
Our doors
With
will still be
fundraising and grants and everything else, will your door still be open?
Lord willing, yeah.
In our
That's
current
not-
situation, ours will not.
Ours will not.
The borough's gone down. She's
So
volunteering.
you're gonna breach your contract.
Wait. She's
But we have no
volunteering. But we
choice.
don't have a, we
Okay.
have
no money.
Wait a second, please,
And we'll
wait.
vote on
We have bad
We can't-
bookkeeping
Hold
and
it, hold it.
misfiled-
Let's do this in a very civil manner, one person at a time. You don't have to get mean with us. We don't like it. Just if you
I'm
get
not getting,
mean with
you
me, I'll
haven't
get
seen
with
me
you.
yet. This isn't me.
All right, well, go
This is
ahead.
just me being frustrated.
We're all
Trust me.
frustrated.
We're
All
all
right, we're
frustrated.
gonna end this
Let's just,
conversation.
Paul,
This is,
have you guys already voted on the contract?
no, we haven't.
Can we vote on it now?
No, we're not gonna vote on it right now.
So your itinerary says to terminate the contract, so you
All
guys
right,
have already
well, we
premeditated
can.
doing
All right,
it?
do you guys need any more
Then
discussion?
we can get out of here.
We'll wait. We'll vote on it. We'll vote on it.
Okay, I
We
just
can
didn't know
move
if
it
you
up.
already did or not.
No, we did not. We will vote on
Can I
it.
say, I'd like to see where our audit comes out and where we're gonna be at final. You know, that's the main point, because we can't spend money we don't have, Adam. That's not-
Can you show us your finances? We showed you guys our finances years ago.
We don't have, we don't have.
They don't want
Our finances aren't even accurate.
But I've seen them
We haven't had liquid fuels in over 3 years, so they're not even accurate, we're not getting any money
I've seen them pretty
in.
I'm not
recently.
arguing with you, I'm just
can't-
asking if we
But
can.
we have,
No secret. That's what, yes.
our secretary treasurer, she's volunteering, we can't even hire
I
her.
understand that.
We can't hire a second maintenance person because I came up here and spent hours and hours after work up till 11:30, 12 o'clock, midnight,
Hold
going
on, I
through
understand.
this
I mean, you guys were
for
you guys were
hours
in
and
the
days.
business. You
But
guys
when you
know.
come into the borough and you look at all this stuff, it's hard. I don't care who you are or what you're doing or kind of job or anything, but when you're coming up and you're looking through stuff, it's just overwhelming. It
I
really
want to
is.
show them our finance reports why we can't get anything done. Now, this here is going to be really goofy. I don't know how much you know about finance reports. I'm gonna go, let's just go to the bottom line. Notice the month here, November. What did it say our total? So just round it up. Just say 93. $93,000. Yes, this is in November of 2020. Now, I'm going to give you December. Now, these have to always get bigger because it's cumulative. It can never go down. You got that? All right, now we have December here, right? December year to date. Now, does that make sense to you? No. Now, how am I supposed to make any decisions with bookkeeping like that? So my solution here is to shut everything down. Now, I'm going to cut the workers down. We will not spend any unnecessary money because I am clueless as to the amount of money that comes in here.
Okay.
And so is there. You got there. You satisfied with that?
Can I make a suggestion?
Go right ahead.
We don't terminate the contract and we wait till later in the year. You guys see what you can
Well,
figure out, and we talk at a
here-
later date in a work session with you guys.
Here's the
How much of
problem.
a
You
later
guys
date are
want
you
paid.
talking
We'll go the whole way till
about?
December. We'll wait all year. We'll give you the rest of the year.
I don't want you to say then that we breached the contract. I'd rather write you a letter.
Paul, right now, we won't even worry about the breach of contract. We'll go till December. You guys
We
figure out
will
what you need.
discuss
We'll
it
come
then.
back
And
and
you're
work
not gonna,
session.
sure, all right, you're on your word and I'm on mine.
What? Because they're already premeditated. They're gonna do the exact same thing. Why the hell are we gonna give them till December?
No,
when they're gonna be
because,
suspended?
Pat,
Oh,
you're wrong.
what we're trying to do is,
Here, Pat, do you want to see what I
All
told
I'm
you?
saying is if we
What
get
I'm-
to December and you have $5,000 left over in that budget, you gonna cut us a check for $3,500?
If there's
Absolutely not. That's exactly. You know, no, I know you're not because you don't have it, and I understand
Yes.
that.
Right
So
now-
what you're saying is right. Shut it down. Vote on it right now, and we'll go from there. Yes.
don't go anywhere yet. Don't go anywhere yet.
We
got
things
coming.
info, but if you want us to vote, I will do that.
I would sooner wait till.
Can we,
then and
let's
see where
table
we're at.
this. Can we table this? Give you guys some time?
I don't mind doing it as long as, if I can trust you guys, I'll
long as we
table
all
that
know
for
that-
you.
We're not gonna breach the contract.
Your words,
Paul, raise your hand on it. Raise your Paul. I'll shake your hand right now.
You
We'll
got a deal.
We'll go till the middle of summer. Meet again, see where you guys are at.
You got a deal.
We're out of your hair.
I thank you.
See you guys.
I have one comment I'd like to make.
I make a
Come
motion.
on, guys.
I need a motion.
Thanks, Paul.
All right, I
understand where you're at too. I try to keep going compared to.
I know, right.
Thanks, Tim.
It's an emotional issue, and I apologize.
There's a comment
night.
back there.
I have a comment.
You're on this council, we get through this.
I know.
I have just one comment.
Go ahead.
I want everyone in the room to take a look at the table as it sits now. Remember those faces. They should be ashamed of what they're doing. It's one of the many reasons I'm no longer at that table and wouldn't sit at that table again until there's people who have the respect and the decency
to honor the people of the community and consider what's happening here. Just
That's
remember
exactly-
those faces,
No, don't.
and they should be ashamed.
No, I want
And
he
that's
was
all I have to
finance,
say.
he was head of
Right,
finance.
I know, let it
He
go.
was head of finance.
Let it go, let
That's
it go,
what I'm
let's
saying.
move on. Let it
Head of
go.
finance, right?
Anybody else? Anybody else want to say anything? Go
Yes,
ahead,
Paul.
Barbie.
It has come to my attention that there was a meeting here on February 10th at 4 o'clock, and I was supposed to be part of that meeting with Ron Freeman. I want to have it known that I was not part of that meeting. I was in California. There will be an affidavit. Thank you.
Nobody was here. Nobody
There,
was
I
here.
know, but there, I'm telling you right now, Paul, there was a statement that was made, that there was an exit meeting for the
Yes.
audit. I was listed as a participant that I was to be at that meeting.
Yes.
I want it known. I was in California from February 5th
That-
until February 12th. There was no way I attended that meeting. I want it known. I am signing an affidavit stating that I was
That's
not
not
present for
actually
that
what the
meeting.
letter meant. That was who was
It
supposed to
said
be
that
there.
there was a
I know.
participant and the meeting was there. I want it known.
You'll
I
take it up
wasn't
with the
there.
Auditor General.
I am.
Yeah,
I
yes.
am going to take it up with the Auditor
There
General.
was no meeting. He sent that because there was no meeting, and he just needed to close out his books, and he
Okay.
needed you and Kevin to sign, and it never happened, and
Also,
we had to smooth that over. They're good
Also-
guys.
there was, Kevin and I had a discussion the day that my resignation was requested. I handed Kevin a list. I showed him where things were. I gave him phone numbers. I showed him the bins. I told him that I had already spoken to Ron Freeman. The $21,666.92. 16,000 of that was for Quaker State in Johnstown. 4,000 of that was for payment that was made on payroll. I gave Kevin all that information. I said, you have 4 days. April 16th, Ron Freeman wants that in his hand to clear it. I asked him to let me stay and finish that out. I was told my resignation had to be on that table that day, or things would get ugly
I
for
didn't
me and my daughter.
That wasn't-
He
that
got
wasn't
that
said that.
resignation that day as he instructed me to. I trusted that that stuff would be in Kevin's hands and he would take care
You're
of
a
it.
liar.
Enough! I'm Sherry, I'm gonna throw you out if you do this
please.
again.
Please stop. I handed all that stuff in Kevin's
Yes, you
hands.
did.
I left. I came back here on Friday, got my lamp out of the office, got the coffee maker and my teapot. Nothing was touched, and that was April 16th. Everything had to be in Ron's hands. I could have cleared that audit.
What day was that, Barbie? I'm sorry.
April 13th, everything had to be in his hands by the 16th, but I was told I had to leave.
Okay, then, what'd you say about Friday? I'm sorry.
I came here on Friday and got my belongings.
Oh,
All right.
I only needed to get 2 more things to have that audit cleared.
it was going to be cleared?
Yes. I had already spoken to Ron Freeman. He gave me until the 16th. I only needed 2 more things. Quaker State in Johnstown was the $16,000
Right,
audit.
yeah,
That was the
right.
only invoice I needed.
Yes.
And the
But
payroll.
there were other issues with that audit, however.
But
Yes,
the
in
money issue could
2018,
have
on
been
that
cleared.
document, it states that it was under your administration that there was 2,000, quoting
Yes.
Mr. Fairman,
Yes,
Well,
that's
wait.
right.
that there was misappropriation of $522.75
He
and
I already spoke about that.
$2,653.75, and this was in 2018.
Right, I'm aware of all that.
And you were the president.
And you were on that board, and I wasn't the bookkeeper. President does not keep the books. I'd have to rely on the finance report that I'm given. But go ahead, go ahead.
I just wanted to thank everybody that came up here tonight in support of the fire company. We appreciate it more than anybody could imagine.
Sure.
It's amazing to see the support we can get from our little community here. And one of the residents of the borough, I won't mention the name unless they want me to, they wrote a really nice letter for us thanking us. I'll read it here for you. It says, we want to thank Glendale Volunteer Fire Company and all the responding area fire companies who controlled the 639 Main Street house fire on April 16th. outstanding with quick response and professional training, saved at least 3 other homes, and without any more loss of life. Again, God bless, and thanks to all for you first responders. Stay safe.
We feel the same way. We feel the same way about it.
Just wanted to let everybody know how much we appreciate that.
Well, before we leave, do you want to set a time, July, that we come back in a work session with you guys?
Can we leave that open-ended? We are
As long as we have
absolutely
communication
inundated.
and
Yeah,
not the day
you can
before
call
we get a
anytime.
Facebook post saying.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, the last time I did let you guys know, and it turned out the same way. It was really bad. I don't make the same mistake twice. I make mistakes, but I try not to repeat them.
Let's just keep the communication line open.
Let's try. All right. And I liked that you had 2 guys that used to come here once a month. Even if we did it quarterly, if they came up and told us what they're doing.
Right.
I kind of enjoyed those
We'll
reports.
shoot for late summerish, have a work session with you guys, and discuss future.
I have no
about that.
problem. I'd like that.
Okay.
All right.
Summerish.
Summerish.
How do you spell that?
Whatever.
I don't know.
We'll
That's
do
my
our
little
best.
education.
Thanks.
Thanks, Adam.
See you, Adam. Good night.
Over here.
Thank you.
All right. Where are
I
we?
do have a right to know request, and you've already denied me one, and I have 15 days to appeal.
Jerry,
Okay,
Hill,
can I
we
answer
don't
that,
have
please?
time. Go ahead.
First of all, there is no right to know officer. We haven't appointed anybody yet.
That's when your president takes over, he's responsible for it.
Yeah, I don't have, Jerry, I'll just tell
You
you
know,
up front, I
right
can't deal
now,
with
we
it.
have the IRS on our back like you would believe.
Yes, I do.
You got me on there
Yeah.
because there's a right to know.
I know what the right to know law says, Jerry, but you're gonna have to stand in line, I'm sorry.
Mr. President, in all past councils, secretaries said nothing. They did their job.
Well,
And I
that
object
isn't
to
true for one, but I do object to you to keep interrupting my meetings. Now, I've told you 3 times.
In
I want
discussion,
her
in discussion
Well, we're
time.
not in discussion. Go ahead. This is the last call, and then I'm gonna move
I
on.
just have one simple question. Unified Company made agreement, shook hands for tabling the vote on this.
Yeah, did we motion that?
No,
Is that gonna be in the minutes?
Of course.
It'll be in the
Okay,
minute.
I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Cause I heard no one say anything.
Go
to
ahead.
that
No,
effect.
because everybody
Hold
wants
on,
to
let me give
talk.
somebody else an
Okay,
opportunity.
thank
I just
you.
wanted to ask
That's
real
all I
quick,
wanted to know.
the bridge on Railroad Street down back behind my house.
We're working on that.
It's very bad.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
That's the first thing that we would like to get done as soon as the liquid, well, once we
I've
get all the
called
tests and
numerous
stuff.
times
yeah.
and asked about it.
Let me just go ahead here. We've been denied liquid fuel. We no longer get that. What we're losing is 1/4 of our revenue has been terminated. 1/4.
You have until
So-
June to clear that.
We have what?
Till June to clear that.
Yes, and it's impossible. You had 2.5, 3 years, Barbie, and nothing was done on that. Now, I had till June 25th. I cannot possibly get this done. I have to have those books audited. He can't possibly do it. The taxes at the IRS site are a nightmare. A nightmare. They have to be amended. I have to hire somebody to do them. I can't do them. I'm going to give you a specific example.
You don't have to, I know how bad they
Well,
are.
I think
And
people
that's what
really
we've been
need to
working
know.
on.
Let me give you, I'm going to stick with 2018 since I know that year. On the finance report, it said we spent roughly $31,000 on wages. Now, that number should go all the way through. That's what you should find on the W-2s. When you added everybody's W-2s,
I
it should be
understand that.
31,000. You know what it comes to on the W-2s? It says 22,000.
Yep.
Now, those W-2s were never filed with the IRS. They were given to employees, but not filed. So when I went to that website, I thought I could fix this. What she did, or somebody did, for total wages, they then put 42,000. So you start 31, 22, 42. Now, it's impossible to repair that. Until we repair that, we do not get liquid fuels. In order for me to get liquid fuels, I need somebody with expertise I don't have. I now have to hire an accountant to do that. Now, fortunately, Catherine is back on board. She is helping.
God.
And I believe Scott is going to help me out. And somebody else. And we're going to hire somebody as well, Richard Strong. So we're going to have 3 accountants here trying to help us out. But we are in dire straits.
Yeah, and I hope you understand that when you have Rich Strong working on your books, he can't be your auditor. We know
For that year, we understand that he can't audit his own works, but he's going to audit other years, and now he's going to start on our books this year. Now, and I got to get down to that where, well, since we're talking about that, I'm going to jump around on this.
Well, hang on a minute.
All
Dan,
All right, let me.
Yeah, that bridge too would fall under a grant, and at this point right now, because we're
same stuff.
red marked in Harrisburg, they won't even let us write grants.
So we can't get a grant.
So yeah, I wrote it down.
Well, that bridge can't be closed. I mean, that's a secondary route.
I
It's the
thought
only
of that.
secondary route.
Yeah, we thought about that too, but we
And,
knew how
Like,
important
it's
that
going to
was.
start affecting like the U.S. mail being carried because they're not
Does
going
the
to want to
garbage truck go over that?
Excuse me?
Does the garbage truck go over that?
Garbage trucks go over it, UPS trucks go over it, and the mail runs over it every day. And
Let me see if we can solve this. There may be some liquid fuel money. Mike, you're going to be talking to Sean on Wednesday at some point. Could you also hit that bridge and get an estimate what that would cost us to fix that bridge?
No talk.
All right.
At least we could stop this.
Yeah, so at least we'll get information.
Close it down.
Bleeding or something.
It's got to close down because with those trucks, it's just going to make it worse.
Kids are over by there.
Thank you. Good night.
Yeah, we can't close that out.
We have to back up a little bit before we forget stuff. We need a motion to table. Did we ever do that?
No.
I need a motion to table the fire contract issue.
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Is there any other discussion required on this?
Who was that?
That was Kevin, number 1, Sean, number 2.
Okay.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No. Unanimous. I'm gonna stick to my order here. I'll get back to these finances again. I want to give you now a Minute Mart update. All the briefs have been filed, so everything's now in the hands of the judge. We just wait. Now I do have a comment on this. How much did this cost us, Barbie, to take this up? 5,000, 7? Does anybody know?
3,000.
3,000?
A little less than that. I just rounded it up.
All right.
It's like $2,600.
Okay, so I thought you mentioned one time it was 5.
Well, the total bill for
Well, that's what I want to know. The entire bill for
not
this.
for that, but for everything.
Well, where's the
They
other?
took me to court for
Where-
$3,000 for
All
a
right.
right to know.
Tell me about this. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Tell me about how did they take? Tell me exactly what
I
happened.
filed an appeal and I won the appeal
All right. Where was the appeal held?
in
No,
Harrisburg.
it was an online appeal.
We had to
He
file
had a right
briefs.
to know.
We had to file motions, and I filed my motions, and it was litigated in Harrisburg in the OOR and the Office of Open Records. And I have the records. I have the bill from the solicitor. I've asked to see the one for last month. And
So she didn't drive out there, but just from being on the phone?
yeah, she spent $600 doing one brief, and then she did another brief, and it was another almost $700.
Why do you do this to the borough? This
I
is
didn't do
your
it.
borough.
All you have to do is give me the information.
Yes,
It's the law.
It
It's
is the law, but you harass your own borough.
I don't harass
Yes,
anybody.
you harass. Jerry, I see what you do. You make hundreds of right-to-know law complaints.
Some of them
People
have
should
3
know
and
this.
4 on.
I have
Yes.
the figures.
You
that
do
You
this.
have bogus
I know, but
figures.
your own
I have
community.
the treasurer's reports right here.
The point is, Jerry, this is your own community. How does that help the community if we run up a $2,000 or $3,000 legal
That
bill
was
with you?
council's
Oh, I
decision.
know, always somebody else. It's wrong. I want stuff from them too,
When
but
I-
I'd never do that.
I
Formally,
I just presented
Makes
you
me
with
mad. I know.
right to know, and I
And
have
you
a
wonder
right
why
to
we're
know.
in the mess that we're in. Even the Minute Mart went in my opinion, it should have never gone to court. That could have been solved. All we had to do was a resolution within 45 days that simply said, we deny you the right to bring a license in here because you're within 300 feet of a church. End of discussion. We failed to act within 45 days. So on the 46th day, Minute Mart ran right down to the courthouse, and then we battled them in court, and the outcome there was 100%. If we'd have done the resolution in 45 days, we'd have spent no money, we would have won. Now it's very questionable. If we win, it's because the judge is very charitable. Anyway, it is what it is.
Okay, next one.
All right, now we have to amend ordinance 194. And the ordinance 194 is the codified ordinances. These guys, nobody has a copy of that stuff but me?
I have a copy if somebody wants to read it.
No, I don't want to read the stuff out loud, but basically it will be what, Article 120 will be where this amendment will go, and what it'll say is independent auditor, and it's basically going to say that we will be hiring an independent auditor to audit our books, and we will do so by resolution by the end of the calendar year. That's what it says, and that should have been done. That was proper. So we will pass. I guess we need a vote on that. Do we need any more discussion on this? We've been being audited by an independent auditor for what, since 2015, and it was never put into the codified ordinances. So this just kind of makes legal what we've already been doing. So anyway, are there any questions about this, about amending it?
No.
Okay, then I need a motion to amend the codified ordinances, 194.
I make a motion to.
I need a second.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, we will do that. We don't have all this stuff right here to do it, so we will do that. Get it into the codified ordinance. We check that out. If you can show me anywhere in the borough code where it says roll call vote, I will do it. He looked, I looked on with my computer, which will search everything.
Title 65.
She called.
No, I called PSAB.
That's not the solicitor.
I didn't say it was a solicitor. They just give you some advice on what other places are doing.
All right, enough.
Okay, but anyhow, they said...
It's a legal vote.
You don't have to have a roll call vote unless it's asked for, or it's something controversial or something.
Right, and our ordinances our bylaws provide for the same. If somebody requests a roll call vote, but there's only 5 of us. You know, she can see, and she can do this with 100% accuracy. That's the point. Go ahead.
You're changing an ordinance and it requires a resolution. You just had a motion. It requires a resolution.
No, not to change it. Well, I'm not going to argue the code with you. When you sit here, you can do it your way. Are you guys satisfied that we looked this up and that we're doing it right? That's all. If they're satisfied, I'm happy.
If we aren't, we'll go back and make a resolution.
We've done this.
And you're going to advertise for 30 days?
We've done all that. That's all. Barbie did
No,
that.
you're changing it. You're changing it. She had a singular 195.
He's right. If you're going to make a fuss about that, you're the only person on the planet that would bring that. I know it is. I would have left
it. It's the law.
We will have to re-advertise that and redo it. Forget that vote. Just.
Do we have any more? Is the public done now that we can get on?
No, but he's right.
I know, but
you know, nobody. That means you can't do this 194. We have to re-advertise it and do this again. Advertise it as Amendment 194.
Thank you.
You're welcome, but again, no one else on the planet would bothered with that, but you did. All right, let's go down. We want to repeal Resolution 2020-5. That was a resolution that said the ministers would come in and do a prayer here. Any discussion on that? I just need a motion first. Do I have a motion to repeal that so we don't have to have a reverend here?
I have a discussion. I just want to say thank you for everybody that has volunteered to come and do their services and stuff. We do appreciate that. We have nothing against it or anything. I'm all about it's just, I think, just to keep rolling on and stuff like that, just to keep the things short and simple. Nothing to do with prayer or anything, but just we do appreciate everybody. But right now, I think with all 5 of us here, it's hard to come up with a list and to make sure everybody's here or somebody's here once a month. I think that's
Well, my other issue is people have a limited attention span, roughly 45 minutes to an hour. I want these people focused exclusively on borough business with the dire circumstances we are now facing. That's why a college class is 45 minutes to an hour. Same thing. If you're here for hours, you're just not as effective. I want everybody to be effective, so I want to get right into this stuff. Anyway, I need a motion. Any more discussion on this before we...
Yeah, I'd like to say something on that. If you need someone to schedule, I'll take that over. and I'd be happy on call. But if on prayer, let me just throw a little bit about that. If you guys are gonna making decisions for the borough, where are you gonna get the better wisdom from? From God. And when we ask God for wisdom, He will grant you in that 45 minutes or whatever.
Well, I'll tell you what, how about if everybody prays before they come here and get that wisdom before they arrive, and then I can pray for an hour, get lots of wisdom.
Another thing that enters into, sir, is just that you really have to be careful. Then you have to, how can I say, you have to make sure every denomination has their time.
Okay.
Plus,
well, we were told to stay away from it, basically.
Well, yeah,
so I wouldn't
but
touch this with a
basically,
10-foot pole.
If we let, when you get, I don't know how to explain it.
Now, you kind of made your point, that if the Muslims then want to say something,
yeah, then you
the
have to,
Christians
you know,
or the
then
Jews,
you have to
whatever.
have, if you get a satanic group,
Then
then
they
you have to let
the
them
right
come.
to.
Understand.
So, yeah, so we just want, everybody can pray before they get here, and we're cool. All right, let me.
Well, know this, that we will be praying for you guys. And
Thank you.
to pray for you.
Thanks, that's very kind. All right.
We appreciate you guys.
Sorry to disappoint you here. All right, here, now we have.
Now, wait a minute, who motioned that?
No, did anybody? No, nobody motioned. I need a motion.
This is 406, right?
It's a resolution.
You better state the thing again.
We're repealing resolution 220-5.
Yeah,
It's
we need a
about-
motion, right?
I need a motion.
Okay, I'll make the motion to repeal,
Yeah, whatever, 220. I need a
220.
second. No second?
I'll second.
Your second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? 4 for and 1 against?
Yeah.
I got that right? All right. Okay, now we're down to, we have to approve Noel's dismissal.
Right.
So I don't know if we need any discussion on.
With a resolution,
It, what?
with a resolution,
To dismiss her?
yes.
All right. I need we're gonna do this by resolution then. Everybody knows the issues here. I don't want to do a character assassination, so I just
Right.
assume vote on this. So I need a motion to dismiss Noel.
I'll make that motion to dismiss.
Need a second.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No. Okay, next we have to appoint Mary Sue as treasurer. Need a motion to do that.
With a resolution.
All right, I don't think you need resolution, but go ahead if you want to do it by resolution. Doesn't hurt.
105.
Doesn't hurt. Do I have a motion to appoint Mary Sue? Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
Yeah, I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, unanimous. All right.
You people have soft voices here. Was that you?
I made the motion.
Okay. And who seconded it?
I did.
Okay, now,
Get my horn.
I've already actually, there's been a letter of engagement signed with Richard Strong. Barbie already signed that. I've already talked to him. Time is of the essence. We need to get him auditing our books for 2019 and 2020. I had hoped to have some of these things completed by June 25th, which would help make us eligible for liquid fuels. He said he would do his best to get this done by June 25th. And there's other things. I've written it off. We're going to lose $27,000 because we can't fix all the requirements the state has put upon us. It's our own fault. We did this to ourselves. It's the tax items that I mentioned that they're so messed up that I have to have an accountant go back in and amend them. We can't even find timesheets for supporting documentation. It's a nightmare. This is an accountant's nightmare. So all I know is let's get this guy working on the audits for 2019 as fast as we can. So this has to be done by resolution as well. I need a resolution to appoint Richard Strong as Borough Auditor. Do you need any discussion on this? Any more discussion?
No.
All right. I need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Second?
I second that.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Oh, okay. Got all that, Mary Sue? All right, now we've got to get down to something else. Now we have to appoint Richard Strong as Borough Accountant. This is different than Borough Auditor. What this means, he's actually going to do our books. What we've done here for years didn't work, and it's why we're in the mess we're in. The Borough Council would pull a young girl off the street, pay her minimum wage, and give her no supervision and no training, and she was expected to deal with the IRS, Social Security, and the Pennsylvania IRS. They can't do it. All those women were set up to fail, and the result is what you see right now. That we are in a jam where we can't get liquid fuels, we can't get grants, it's just a whole bunch of things. So with this guy, now here's the good part about this. He's going to charge us $300 a month to do our books. We were paying Noel $600 a month. And on Noel, we had to have payroll taxes taken out like Social Security. So on an annual basis, it would have cost us over $8,000 to have one of the secretaries here. It's going to cost us $3,600 to have a professional who can actually produce a product that will work. Now, I came to one of the meetings here in January just to drill this point home, and I asked Borough Council, how much money came in here in the year of 2020? Not one person in this room could answer that question. And we still can't answer that question. Now, I think I went over this with the firemen. Did you people catch that when we talked about this year-to-date? This is the quality of our bookkeeping. This was a year-to-date number. It always has to go up for expenditures and revenue. It can never go down. But on her bookkeeping, the year-to-date expenditure for November of 2020 was $93,000, and you go ahead 1 month to December and it says $85,000. Now, how am if you don't give me good numbers, I cannot possibly make good decisions. There's a saying in business, if you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. We don't know our business. We don't know the numbers. We are flying blind. Hence, that's why the firemen will not get that money now, because we have no idea what our situation is. Now, we're paying bill. I got to back up a little bit. We found a box back here, and in that box, the box was about 2 feet wide, 1 foot high, maybe 6 or 7 inches wide. It had mail just thrown into it, never ever opened. And in that box were unpaid bills and uncashed checks. So, again, how can we cannot possibly do our job. Now we have to wait. Now this still gets a little more complicated. We have to wait for this new accountant to start, and it doesn't go just smoothly because he's an accountant. I have to sit down with him, we have to set this up, there'll be bumps along the way. But more importantly, he has to go back and redo from January through April or May, whenever it's going to be that he starts. Now, that is not included in this $300. That has to be renegotiated or negotiated. We haven't agreed on a price there at all because I've got to sit down with him. This amounts to forensic accounting, where you have to either create or recreate every single action, that every payment, every bill, everything has to be created and put into books. So we will pay for that. That is not going to be cheap. I haven't discussed that with him yet, but he said he would do it. So hence, and then we're on top of all this. You see, we're going to spend money on accountants, paying people twice to do our books. Then the IRS is absolutely merciless. The only thing that is saving us here, there is a 10-year window of statute of limitations. So they can't go back beyond 10 years. But they are just pounding us year after year after year. I came down here, we looked through the mail. This was for 2015. We owe them almost $3,000. We happen to know another one is coming for 2016 because Mary Sue talked to them for, I think that one was for $1,200, $1,300. They will just keep coming. Now here's what's happened here. I'm going to use her husband in this example. He works there. In 2018, we looked at his IRS statement, a Social Security statement. Zero was paid in for Social Security. So suppose we should have paid in $1,000. I'm just randomly picking a number. The penalty is 100%. So if we failed to pay in, took it out of his wage, failed to pay in $1,000, the penalty is $1,000, and they add interest onto all of that. So this is dire. I don't know how far we can make it. We are now paying bills and putting checks in the bank, but we don't know where we stand. We're not doing bookkeeping. So I had no finance report. So that's where we're at. Did you want to say something?
I'm just
Or
saying.
just wait.
Noel gave me bookkeeping, not those alleged statements that you have.
But it doesn't help.
This is the bookkeeping.
Yes, and the numbers are wrong. I can look at all that. I'm very capable of doing that. If she puts garbage in, garbage out. And that's why I didn't even bother going through the finance report. Once I see that bottom and I see November is higher than December, there's nothing of value there. You can look through it all you want. You don't know if they're accurate numbers. You're wasting your time. I'm not going to waste my time. I will get good numbers, and then I will make decisions when I know what is actually happening here.
And we even voted to send her to classes. She was going to work with that lady from Harrisburg, and didn't even go and do it. And that didn't go over real well with Harrisburg either.
No, okay, but here's something else. Before I forget now, we need to make a motion. I want you to give me permission here to negotiate with Richard Strong regarding this, the back years, or, from January, because I don't know what he's going to charge. Maybe I don't. I'll just talk with him and then I'll bring it back here, but I don't want to wait too long. I want to get him rolling just as fast as I can. I think I'll pass. I'll talk with him first so I can bring something back to you. While I'm here, I want to point one more thing out. I'm sorry that I get long-winded, but there is so much happening here. You all are aware of the large amount of monies that we are losing. So I contacted our insurance agent today. We have something called a linebacker policy, which they call that a second line of defense. Basically, that means if the people around this table make some really stupid decision and somebody sues us, that insurance will kick in. It's not exactly intended, this is kind of nuance here, but I think I can make a compelling case that we should have insurance cover some of this loss or pay for this very expensive accounting that has to be done from January up to this point. So I talked to the guy today. He wanted to know if there were any, they wanted to know, well, somebody's suing us. I said, no, there's no lawsuit here, but somebody should. The borough lost a whole lot of money. So now he has to take that to the company and he will get back to me. Don't know how that's going to pan out, but I tried. I figured I had nothing to lose by trying. All right, I'll take a little break there. Anybody have any questions about anything that I just said? I'll try to answer. We're cool. We can move on here then. All right, this takes us down to something. You missed this at the workshop, so I kind of know where you stand. So we're talking about now donating bleachers to Reed. The bleachers are down here in our park, which gets very little use. I guess my understanding is they're rusting away. And you guys can speak to this better than I can.
Yeah, none of the boards are on them. The boards are busted. I'm
Yeah,
sure you
down
guys
by
can look at them, right, Nate?
Yeah, one thing I want to make clear though is they're not necessarily, our fields are in Reed, but we're the Glendale Baseball Association, so we are the only baseball in Glendale School District right now. We have about 100 kids, boys and girls, that play baseball out there. We put a new field in last year and we need bleachers. We saw the ones down, we do practice down in Coalport, and I know there's questions about why we don't play there. That field, like from this rain today, that field will be wasted for a week. You can't do anything on it. So we saw the bleachers there. Structurally, the metal is fine. We can repaint it. All the boards need replaced. We figured out how much it's cost. But we would love to have them. We would definitely use them. We would make sure they didn't go to waste. We would just really hate to see them just deteriorate down there. But I know nobody wants to put money into that field, which is a beautiful field. We love practicing down there, but like, just like that rain we got on Thursday, Saturday, that it was still pulled down there. Like it.
That's where it would be nice if we had a bunch of donations to put into it.
I think I can drain that field to a certain extent without a lot of money. And I know it's raining now and it'll be wet.
But if you can get that water to run away, like a couple days, you might be able to go in there and use
Well-
it. If you think that would help you, I can try to
Well,
get
the
that
thing is,
taken
we're
care
not looking for a place to play right now. We just finished a new field out at Reed.
Yes.
So we have two fields out there now.
I know last year they said that they thought maybe they were going to use that field for a tournament. I don't know if it was a softball, girls softball tournament. Is that in play? Do you know?
I have no idea about that.
I was thinking they always play in Arvada, but I
Well, I know they're
No.
down
Hear
there.
anything about that, do you?
We
Like,
do practice. We do practice
Talk to
down
Walt
there.
about
though.
that, because many years ago, when we were involved in Little League, they used to dig ditches to drain that off, but he'll know about
Is
that.
that-
Talking to
that-
Adam,
that'd
he
be
said
really
it's
lot of
definitely
work.
not
Do you
there.
have any feelings?
No, I mean, that's
with them?
Yeah, that's fine. It's taking it up there and, going to replace the boards, and that's what it needs. I
All
was
right,
down by
let's,
yesterday.
just to keep it moving then, if there's,
Yeah.
do I have
Yeah,
a
as long as
motion?
being
Do
used
we
for
need
kids.
more discussion on this?
Yes.
Yes,
Did
we
you
do.
find anything out about the shed? He just
Ye-
talked
yes.
to one of the firemen and he said it's not theirs. So
Mhm.
did you hear any more?
Yeah.
Yeah, the brick building is the fireman's.
Yes, that's what Adam just
Yeah,
told. I
but
talked
the
to Adam
other
about
one, I got, when I researched it, two different things. One, it belonged to the Little League Association, and the other one, the Glendale Baseball Association. Are they one and the same?
Well, we're Glendale Baseball, and we are the only baseball in the area right now. So, Urvona doesn't do baseball. Urvona does do t-ball, but from 7 years old to 12-year-old, we're the only baseball to be played right now.
Do you want
Who gets the shed then?
What's
They're
that?
not playing no Little League down there anymore?
No, we practice down there.
No, I'm talking Arvada.
No, it's all girls softball now.
It's all girls.
Then
yeah.
there's the Teen League field down there. So once you get to 13, which is junior high, high school,
Right.
they play there. But there's no baseball at
So is the
Urvona.
Little League Association defunct then?
The Little I don't know, but I know that there is no Little League in, like there's no Little League affiliated league in Glendale right now.
All right, what's the status of the shed is what I need to know.
Well,
Are we getting
Adam
it away?
Redbarn said it's not the fire company's.
Well, what
Our lock is on it. I don't know who.
I think what we should say is just vote on the bleachers, and if we could find somebody, or maybe even post it on Facebook, who shed or who was controlled that, maybe, I don't know if it was a donation.
Well, Mary Sue said that part of it was the Glendale Baseball
Yeah,
Well,
Association.
so that's what it is.
It's already there.
That's why I
It's
talked
theirs.
to
Let's
Tyler
let it go
Holmes, who
and
used
give
to-
them everything.
He was the last one I could back up that
Probably
did Little
15
League.
years or so.
Okay.
And he
Is there
says
problems?
that it
Give it
belongs to the
away.
Glendale Baseball
Let's
Association.
just,
Yeah, that's
let's
us.
give it away.
That would be us.
Let's give it all away. Let's vote on it anyway. Both the shed, I need a motion to give away both the shed and the bleachers.
Yeah, I'll make that motion. It's being used for the baseball.
Need a second.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, you got them both.
Yeah, thank you guys. We really appreciate it. We'll definitely
Thank
use
you.
it.
Transportation
Thank you.
for that and stuff.
What's that?
You have transportation
Yeah,
and stuff.
we'll be able to move it.
If-
Thank
let
you.
us know
Paul,
if
I
you
need to
help.
ask you
All right.
something here.
All right.
We did the resolution to, for Rich Strong.
Yes, got the votes.
That was to be the,
That's to be the auditor.
okay.
And then the other one, a different title is Borough Accountant, where he actually does the
And
books.
that's what you're going to talk to him about.
No, what I'm going to talk to him about is going back from
Oh, okay,
January
back.
to now. See,
Okay,
there's three
gotcha.
separate contracts here. We got to pay him to audit the other books, do the current bookkeeping, which is more important to me. And I'll find another auditor who will audit his books. And now I need somebody to fix January to the present. Gets a little goofy, but anyway.
Okay.
You got all that?
Yeah.
All right, so now are we down to the mayor's report?
Yeah.
I believe we are, right? We're
Jeez, I was falling asleep there, guys.
sorry.
Okay, I'll start with last year's permits that we had, which was a total of 12 months, and we only brought in $265 last year for the entire year. Now, this being the fourth month of this year is when I present my permit report for now, and I'm happy to tell you that I've done 8 permits so far since January to now. Now remember, last year was $265. This year in 4 months, I've brought in $255. So that's pretty good.
We're just rolling in dough, aren't
Oh,
we?
we are.
No one can afford the lump of doing it.
Yeah.
What's most of those on, sheds or what?
One shed here.
Sheds.
It's beautiful. You did that.
Various things, okay? Construction.
Peg, did we get the man down at then with the building that fell down? Did you get
Oh,
one?
yeah, well, he has two.
Okay.
He got two. Yes. And so that's my report.
That's your report?
Yep, that's
Mike,
my
how about the
report.
state of the borough report? We'll call on you
We're
next.
working with the materials we have available.
Okay. All right. And you're gonna look at the bridge and look at the street and get some numbers for us? Okay. What time are you meeting with Sean? I wanna meet him.
1 o'clock.
Okay, I'll try to be there. Here's why I bring all this up. We owe a debt of thanks to the people from DCED and PennDOT and many other state employees who were on the phone with me or emailing me the day after I was appointed as president. They told me everything that I had to do. One of the women sat with me on my computer, on her computer, and I'm on another one, telling me what to do page by page by page, trying to get me to go through this and fix these problems. The other people, we're indebted to many, many
The
local people
IRS,
here.
believe it or not, the
Yes.
IRS people I've worked with are fantastic.
These people want us to get this money. They want us to get it, and they're doing everything they can do to help us out. Yeah. So, and again, there's plenty of local people that come here and go in the back room, help Mary Sue. They're helping me with the accounting here. So I'm a little bit optimistic. It's really daunting to look at it, but if you get some people that are actual accountants, I'm hopeful that we can make some progress here. Is there anything else, Mary Sue?
Did we?
Let me see here. what
Wow.
else I have.
Did
Oh,
we-
yes, wait, we got something else.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
know, a couple things.
All right, I don't, my agenda's a little different than yours. We wanted to talk about the street sweeper. Right. We've got a different, I don't want to pay for anything because of what we described. I'm going to let you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what you want to do with it.
I wrote it there. I forget what I wrote.
Well, you were going to have various organizations
Okay.
try to...
I would like the borough to make a motion to allow any local organizations to pay for the street sweeper. Well, we discussed before about the street sweeper and everything, but Walt can't do it himself, even with Mike's help. And we need new brushes and stuff and whatever. But if we would get organizations to pitch in, then...
We're only talking $1,500 bucks.
No, it's only a little, it's $1,089.
$1,089.
Oh, it's less than $1,500 then. That's even better.
But you will have to give permission for those organizations to do the streets. Not the main street.
Just the back
Borough
streets.
Street. Borough
Back
Street.
streets.
Right. And you had some other stuff. I thought you wanted to do 3 things at one time. With one motion.
No, you already did that.
We did, sorry, so we just need a motion to allow independent organizations to finance the street sweeping.
Yes.
I need a motion.
Street sweeper.
Yeah, whatever. I need a motion for that.
I'll make that motion.
There's one motion. Second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No.
Have we talked to any businesses, or has any businesses?
No,
or-
nobody has yet.
Well,
We
the
just got
Streetscape has their meeting
Streetscape's
tomorrow
gonna do
night,
it? Okay.
and the other organization has theirs Thursday night, so we'll try and see what we can do so far this
So the
week.
streetscape, they can go to businesses and do that.
It's
wherever
Mary
we
Sue.
can.
She's a
I don't
wonderful
think
baby.
we'll have to even go to businesses.
Okay.
And we don't want to stress the businesses right now,
No.
because they've had a stressful year.
Sure.
But we'll see, we'll try. We would like to have it done before the street
And
fair.
if not,
What
again,
time is your meeting tomorrow night?
6:30.
That's down there, just there.
Street fair June 19th from 10 to 4. Plug it.
Is there anything else? I have a
Okay.
different agenda than she has.
No, I don't.
No, I have my own agenda and I refuse to
Number
use
8
some
on your
of Andrew's.
agenda.
Where is it now? Is there anything else
Yeah.
there?
Did you do it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mayor's report, supervisor's report.
I know, this is a lot to put in your head.
Oh, you tell me that I'm supposed to make a motion to pay the bills, even though I think it's, I'm gonna ask you, does everybody do that? They do it? Seems pretty goofy to me.
You don't
but
trust
I know-
me, do you?
I do trust you, yeah,
I'm
completely.
good, I'm not good
She
at the
just gets
computer, but
around.
put me on a phone and I can find out anything.
I'll do that.
All right.
That's in the code, that's in the
I
code.
got you. I need a motion to pay all the bills for the upcoming month.
I'll make that motion to pay the bills for Borough One.
Need a second.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
I come from a different world.
Number 16 on your agenda.
16?
Yeah, cancel credit cards.
Oh, how did we forget that? All right, there's two. All right.
want me to
The
explain?
idea here, the more credit cards you have, the more risk you have. I would like to keep this organization so simple that a monkey can run it, because one eventually will. Yeah? So the way to do that is just keep it simple. Keep it absolutely simple. One credit card, not three. One. And we went through this in
There's more than
2018.
There's more than
So
three
they
out there.
came back. I went through this the last time I was here, and now they're back.
They're back.
So I would like to close them, all but one, Northwest. And the reason for Northwest, that's where we do our banking. The auditor and everybody else can just then go to one site instead of having to go to a half dozen sites to see where transactions were made.
Now, in with the motion, okay, the Northwest Bank Visa card, but there will only be two names on it, not one.
This is what I said, after an hour, see what happens? People lose it.
Yeah. These credit cards only have one name on them. That's not good, okay? So, we discussed who goes where and does what and buys what.
Who uses them most of the time?
Well, we're gonna have
Walt, doesn't he forget?
Walt and Ladon. That way the truck's covered, we're covered
We
with,
do the Sam's and stuff.
Okay,
that stuff.
all right.
well, but we're gonna do away with the
yeah.
Sam's credit card. Yeah.
Well, you don't even have a
Yeah.
Sam's credit card, it's just a membership.
Okay.
Yes.
But I have my own membership.
Oh,
if we
okay.
just wanna
So you
go
can
with
do,
that.
so you can just take this Visa with you if you have to buy toilet paper or, you know, paper or something, okay?
Yeah, because I'm already in Altoona for work, so might as well just. I can
So
just
it's a
stop
long
and-
motion, it'll have to be, you know, cancel all credit cards except Northwest Bank,
We're doing
Visa.
two separate ones, cancel them all, and then for Northwest, the ones left, we can decide what names go on them. You can do it any way you want.
We'll do them all. Just put it in
If
one
you want to do them
motion.
all, that's fine, okay.
I don't care.
Whatever's easiest. You gotta write it up. All right, so you want a motion then to cancel all the credit cards except Northwest and put Ladon and Walt's name on the credit cards? Do I got that right? I need a motion, somebody to say that, I'm not allowed.
I make a motion that we cancel all the credit cards except for Northwest and just keep Walt and Don's name on it.
Okay, need a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Unanimous. Is there anything else?
Boy, give me a second to check.
I can't believe
Look
that.
over, look,
I looked through it as best I can.
yeah, look, check over it again.
The Windstream bill,
Oh, yes, give us an update on the Windstream bill. What's
for
going to
some
happen?
reason, the borough has a business account with Windstream, and it's up to like $250-some, I believe, a month. We can get down to an individual or like a family. Plus, we can get a free upgrade up. Right now, we have 12 megabits per second.
And the
Which is
upload
why-
speed's even worse.
Yeah,
it's
this is
like
why our
0.16.
Facebook live feed is always usually terrible, and we can get a free upgrade to 50 megabits per second, and we can get down to a individual or personal plan, which will cut the bill in more than half.
What would be, around $9,500 or something?
It would be around 100, yeah, maybe
So from
110 at the most.
250 down to 100?
Yeah.
All right.
Plus we get an upgrade.
Okay, what's the
The only
downside?
downside is our borough phone number will change, because the borough number now is associated with a business account and can't be associated with a personal.
Can't transfer it. What did they say about the long distance? Is that including long distance?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
Why can't you get 100 megabit?
We can for $45 more.
Yeah, we're fine.
But the free upgrade right now that we qualify for is free. It's 50 megabits.
We haven't had an upgrade.
It'll be a great,
since
I mean,
Well, it's a
I can't tell
dinosaur.
the difference with
16 or
50.
something.
It's obsolete technology back there, it's junk. So, all right, so
practically
there's no
wood.
reason why we shouldn't do this, other than we're gonna change our phone number, that's the downside here?
That's the only
it?
downside is
All
that
right.
our phone number will change.
Do we need any more discussion on that? No more, I need a motion then to go to their residential or personal account, whatever you call it.
From personal to family.
What's it
Right.
called?
Business down to like a person.
Business to.
Yeah,
personal.
I need a
I
motion.
make a motion that we go from business down to personal and cut our costs by almost half. so-
Over half.
Yeah.
Second.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye.
With a free upgrade.
I think that's it. Anybody have anything else? Sorry, Sean, for forgetting about
No,
that.
that's right,
So much
that's fine.
service. Thank you, by the way, for
Yeah,
attending to
Sean.
that.
Good job.
Appreciate it.
I'll call them tomorrow and make sure, I'll get with you, Mary, Sue, and see if we can get somebody here to.
Are we done?
I don't know, but please check that over. This is really
I'm worn out.
a lot.
I'm done. It may not be. Looks to me like we hit everything.
Okay, okay, I got that.
Mary Sue needs computer classes, John, buddy old boy. No, don't let me get you this thing. You don't want to do.
I had them, but it was so long ago, I forget them.
We want these by email.
I thought I was retired.
No, sir. I think we've got it all. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
You don't need a motion. You can just, you can if you want to
Is
do
that right?
that.
We don't need a motion.
Some do, some don't. It's up to you.
Let's do a motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Do I have a motion to adjourn? That way
I'll
no.
make that motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No. We're done.
Well, there you have it. The council meeting of May the 3rd, 2021. Well, we found out that counselors are monkeys, and we found out a lot of fabrication about things and a lot of alleging things, but nothing in writing. And they castigated and destroyed the reputation of the Honorable President Trent, and also Ms. Trent Mosley, the Secretary Treasurer. You realize that they never had the Secretary Treasurer come in and present her arguments and her truth. You did see the president of council for 2019 and 2020 and a part of 2021. We're going to be having in the future an interview with her and with the former treasurer and secretary to prove that much of what you heard tonight was all fabrication. There's no proof. He admitted many times that he did not know the finances. How can you make allegations without any foundation at all? So we have a God who thinks that he is all-powerful and that he can do whatever he wants, and as soon as he can get the monkeys out of the way, he will be doing things on his own. He expressed that in the meeting tonight. So just keep yourself aware of the fact that he rambles on with a lot of assertions, unfounded statements, and we haven't seen anything in writing. Once the bookkeeping comes out, you're going to see that Ms. Noel had done work for the borough and had done things well, and they didn't have any proof that she did anything wrong because they said they did not know anything. So you have a good night and look forward to some more interviews with the Honorable Barbara J. Trent and former Councilor Robert Lee. Thank you and good night.